name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest upload. Now, how can you pivot your business using content marketing? Well, it's all down to who you actually target your content at. The general public can be divided into different segments. What Jeffrey A. Moore in his book Crossing the Chasm calls the early adopters, the early majority, and the innovators as well. And each of those sections of the general public have different properties, priorities, aspects and things like that. You know, one is very forgiving, one's very unforgiving, one is very pragmatic, one is not very pragmatic, one is very untrustworthy, other one is very trustworthy, this one is very idealistic, one is very cynical. So if you start to position your content and the topic and the context from one kind of person to another, or vice versa, you can start to begin to attract different kinds of clientele, audiences and qualified leads that your content may attract. Like, for example, let's say a girl's makeup channel started talking about makeup in the context that men can understand or men can appreciate, or information that men can understand when it comes to, say, complimenting their girlfriends on the makeup they have, then that person may start to attract a more male audience, which traditionally is not really interested in makeup. Therefore, she can pivot her business and expand a little bit. But at the same time, you don't want to lose, you don't want to disenfranchise your original audience, because if you pivot too much, your original audience that you built your base on, they'll unsubscribe, they'll unfollow, they'll be like, what kind of content is this? And they'll harken back for the old days where you used to create the kind of content they loved. So you need a balance. Your time and energy and resources. Are you going to go loads of new content for new kinds of audiences, but risk losing the old audience, or you're going to nice balance between, a nice balance. So you know, it's worthwhile understanding. Plus, don't worry about stereotyping either. It may sound a bit but most of the stereotypes generally are a bit true. I don't know. I can't give you a list of which ones, but don't worry about that, because there's always someone out in the world that fits that stereotype perfectly, and there's always going to be someone that does not fit the stereotype perfectly, and yet they may both be aware of the stereotype, or they have it, but they don't realise it, they don't notice it in their life. So. Plus also stereotyping is very good for defining a target audience, and this is how you know who you're going to target, you know, from the early majority to the innovators, things like that. Create a customer persona based around those kind of like personality types or psycho-cybernetics. This customer persona is the audience, let's say it's innovators or early majority, in extreme detail, everything, age, location, income, what would make them frightened, what would make them fearful, who would they vote for, what would they protest against, what kind of magazines would they read, what kind of channels would they subscribe to, what kind of books would they read, who would they listen to, who are their stars, who are their idols, what are their priorities, what would make them fearful, frightened, excited or inspired, things like that. Loads and loads of questions. If you go to nantchev.com/resources, there's a link there to download your own template to create your own customer persona. But you want to create customer personas based on different segments of the audience of the general public, and then start to appeal to them and pivot to them. And therefore, if you start attracting these kind of customers rather than those kind of customers, you can then, that's your audience, your potential customer and clientele for the new kind of product or service that your pivoted business is now selling or proposing. So that's one way of doing it, certainly. So the question of the day is, how are you going about pivoting your business? How are you going about pivoting your business? Comment below, I'm very curious. In the meantime, however, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. And remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. How cool is that?